Hey everyone, my name is Austin, and I'm joined here by a Kalen, and Alex,
Hello.
and a Jason.
Hello.
We're back to basics. We're a brand new Magic the Gathering podcast that's going to be focused more on sort of an off-topic type podcast, not really a super structured podcast, but we're going to be talking about Commander and the Commander format. And I know that there are like 120 different Commander podcasts out there, so we're going to try and be a little bit different than most of them. We're going to focus a little bit more on the differences between like not just CDH, but maybe CDH, like competitive Commander, and a lot less on the sort of casual things. And we're starting things off today with our obligatory Commander Legends episode. So we're just gonna jump right into that, and I think we can all agree that we don't need another podcast channel that does a set review for every set for Commander. I feel like that's very boring. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick 3 cards that other, podcasts and channels and stuff might not actually be talking about and be like, hey, you guys should check these out. These are really cool. These are definitely different. And I guess that's kind of the basic rundown of everything. And then we're also going to choose a card that we're really excited about for reprints. Whether it be a really exciting reprint or just a reprint that we thought was necessary or whatever it may be. So who wants to kick things off or introduce themselves, I guess?
Well, I can start. So, hey, as Austin said, I'm Kalen. I guess I'll just start here with my first card that I'm really interested in for this set. And that'd be the card that we saw at the very beginning of spoiler season, even before we really started getting deep into them. That would be Keeper of the Accord. It's the 3 and a white for the 3/4 human soldier, and then it's the one with the text that says, at the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player controls more creatures than you, you create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. At the beginning of each end step, if that player controls more lands than you do, you search your library for a basic planes and put it in the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. I just think this card is really sick. It kind of got forgotten in all of the shuffle of Commander Legends because it was spoiled at like the very beginning. But I think it's a great card. Really, what White wants to be doing. It's very White card, like the way it ramps and the way it makes tokens. Like you're behind, this might help you catch up. You know, it's very White in that sense. So I really like it. I think it's solid.
I think this is a good segue. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jason. I think it's actually kind of a good segue because I wanted to mention before we got into the thick of things that we're not going to be mentioning the cards like Opposition Agent, or I know we were going to talk a little bit about Jeweled Lotus and then like Hullbreacher, like the ones that everybody's excited for because those cards are stupid and busted.
We all know they're good. We all know they're good. Congratulations.
We don't need to get into that. Yeah, that's kind of what we're just like, you know what? We're good. We don't need to talk about those. You've definitely seen enough Reddit posts or Facebook posts or friends complaining about it. Like there's everything just all over the place.
If you've looked at Commander Legends, you've probably seen one of those 3 cards.
Yeah.
So they're good. Congratulations. That's our thought.
They were the most shared spoilers from the spoiler season. So
it was really nuts.
It was really ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Back to Keeper of Accord, though, I have to agree with you. And what I really love about this card is that it's each opponent. So it's not just like one on your end step, which is what we see a lot with some of the lower powered white cards. This is really, really powerful. It's each opponent's end step, not your end step, and this can get you pretty far ahead. Well, pretty caught up, I should say, pretty quickly. Especially if you're playing with a lot of ramp decks, or you're, say, a mono white or a non-traditional ramp deck. This could really help you keep up with that type of thing. It's very, very good pick. It plays along exactly well with what I think Kalen would pick, and it's a very good card.
Yeah,
I think my one like small gripe with this card is 3/4 is a really good body in Commander. Human and Soldier are both pretty relevant creature types. It only has 1 colored pip, which is good, makes it extremely splashable.
Mm-hmm.
I wish this card was 3 mana, not 4.
I'm with you on that. I am.
I think it could be like a 2/4 then, and then make it 3 mana, and I think that's perfectly fair
I think
too.
4 is just a lot for like non-green white deck sometimes.
Yep, especially because it's basic planes, not just a planes card.
Yeah.
Well, that's
if it was a
always
planes
been White's
card,
thing, right? is getting like basic planes. I mean, like what?
Well, like a lot of the white cards
white.
that are white that search for a card, they search for A planes, not a basic planes.
That's true.
Yeah, like Night of the White Orchid.
Yeah,
you're running
basically.
You're running this in mono white and usually dual colored. If you're running it in 3-color, you're running a very basic heavy mana base for whatever the reason. Whether you're doing Blood Moon, whether you're doing back to basics or something like that.
Hey.
But yeah, you're the namesake. No,
we did it,
but
guys.
Yeah,
we did it, boys.
Running it...
That's gonna be us for today.
And that's a wrap. All right.
Yeah. It only took us 8 minutes to mention the card.
It's also one of my favorite cards in all of Magic. So, but no, this is just a really great card. You're going to see it in a lot of mono and dual color decks. If you see it in 3-color decks, like I said, it's either because you're running a cheap mana base, you're white heavy, or you're running a heavy stacks build with like Blood Moon and back to basics. Some cards like that. So, but it's a really good pick.
I really like it for like the like red white almost like turbo Blood Moon decks. Where,
that'd be a really good.
You're just kind of like especially because you're getting basic planes, so you kind of like slam this guy after like you can go turn 1 land Soul Ring, turn 2 Blood Moon, or even turn 2 this thing, right? But then like turn 2 or turn whatever, you're playing like a Blood Moon and you're getting a basic planes every turn. And
not exactly every turn, but it's definitely keeping your opponents not ahead of you.
Exactly.
Which is
what you want in a deck like that.
Something that like Boris in particular falls behind on a lot. That's why you don't see a lot of
Boris
decks.
It requires you to be behind for it to work, but it catches you up extremely quickly.
Yeah.
It catches up very quickly. It literally could take 1 turn for you to ramp 3 cards and potentially even make 3 1/1s. So that's
the fact that you're
for
making
just sitting there
3 lands a turn. Like you can make 3 lands drops a turn. It's just nuts. Like that's just crazy. So
well, in 1 turn cycle, but
That's what I mean.
it's a great card. Great way to start off this podcast, and it's a great choice.
Yeah, that was a great choice.
It just got kind of overshadowed by the stuff that came later. Obviously,
it was the first card spoiled, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of the. It was the preview for like preview.
And then there was one other card that was spoiled with it. I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember which one that was.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was.
So, what's your second card?
My second card is another white card. I'm sorry, I'm a dirty white player. I'm a dirty white player. I'm sorry. The card is Court of Grace. It's part of the court cycle. This one I really, really like. It's 2 white, and when it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white spirit token creature with flying. And if you are the monarch, you create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying instead.
Yep.
So this thing is nuts.
Yeah,
it's really good in
really good.
It's like really good in. I think this plus the black and the red court would be like great in a Queen Marchesa deck where you're just always wanting to become the monarch and gain. It's like a really cool monarch payoff, and I think I'm glad we're finally getting more of that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think the court. I think just the courts in general. They're except for the blue one are like best in like a control shell. Where you're not doing a lot.
Yeah. This also gives you flyers, which traditionally is the best way to take back the monarch. And then it also gives you blockers to protect yourself from keeping the monarch. It's very good in, I think, a lot more slower decks, like we were saying. You obviously won't see this in CEDH, but you'll definitely see this in some lower end. I don't want to say like low quality. What I mean is like, lower competitive levels. Yeah. But it's very good, especially in some of those like battle cruisery, mid-rangey style and control decks.
The fact that the 1/1 tokens that it makes have flying is very relevant.
Yeah.
Like if it had made like soldiers or something, I don't think this card would be as good. But like the fact that they're 1/1 flyers is actually very relevant. Both for like taking back the monarch and protecting against it. So
it's a good source of card draw in mono white specifically.
Yeah.
You being the monarch and then you being able to take back that monarch at least pretty consistently, unless someone else is running like a heavy flyers deck. It's pretty good. It's pretty nice, and it's good to see white getting some sort of card draw.
Yeah,
I am happy that this court fell on 4, not 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I'm happy they did make the white court the most expensive one.
Oh, well, if it were 5, this card would drop in value.
The red one is also 5, right?
The red one's the only 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. The red one, like, domes for 10, though.
No, it deals 2. If you're the monarch, it deals 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's any target, which is relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, I agree. But, yeah.
No, I really like yeah, this one I feel like is the best for offense and defense and maintaining the monarchy, just because all the tokens are evasive and
this
also
would be
makes
great in
blockers.
like any token build.
It's the only one of the courts that like actually protects the monarchy.
Yep, then it's really good.
Yeah,
I mean, red technically, if you can just board wipe and just start pinging stuff, but like not that great, right?
Yeah.
Like this puts an actual blocker on the field. And 4/4, like over the course of 2 or 3 turns, 4/4s are just going to add up, and then you're just going to be the monarch for the rest of the game because then you can just start double and triple blocking. Yeah, it's a great card.
And we'll mention this when we get to my list too, but I'm just so happy that Monarchy is back. Like, it's one of my favorite mechanics in Commander. I think it's really cool. Like, I don't like it as much in 1v1 formats, but like I really, really like it in Commander. I think it's really cool.
It's pretty awful
it feels so bad against non-multiplayer games.
It feels bad in Pauper until you like take it from the person who plays the Monarch and you're not running it. Then it feels really
I'm gonna
good.
sit here and complain. I don't know. So the professor had recently put out a video, and this is a little off topic, but he recently put out a video about how he's upset about the Monarchy being added to Commander Legends. Not the fact that a bunch of cool new Monarch cards were printed, because he's definitely like, no, those are cool. The fact is, we got one of the most powerful Monarchy cards, and it's in blue. And it's like,
fall from favor, anybody?
It's the one that freezes a creature and it can't attack or block or whatever.
Yeah.
And it has Monarch. You gain the Monarch when it comes into play, and that's just like super frustrating because the reason the Monarchy decks are really powerful is they were able to keep up with the blue decks that drew a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's essentially just a singular pipped Palace Jailer. Like,
yeah, it's like I think it's just Capture Sphere without Flash that gives you Monarchy. Like, I think
at least they're not commons. I mean, obviously this
no,
would be a
fall
common,
from favor is a common.
No, that one is a common.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he's frustrated. Yeah, it's fall from favor. It's 2 and a blue. Enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature, and you become the monarch. And then it doesn't untap as long as you are the monarch,
right.
or unless that player is the monarch, which in Pauper is just But it's just really frustrating because like Monarchy was really good as a way to like fight those blue decks that drew a bunch of cards, and now they have one of the best Monarch cards they've ever printed. So, anyway,
I thought you were talking about the blue court.
No. The blue court frustrates me.
Don't worry about Pauper. We're talking about Commander.
Correct. But
Pauper Commander. A format that I love.
Yeah.
Maybe another time.
All right.
Yeah.
Caleb, what's the last card?
All right, my last one is actually a card you can use as your commander. I know some people were pretty excited about this when it was spoiled, though I feel like the hype has kind of died down a little bit. It is Lisa, Shroud of Dusk, the 4th sister of the Angels of Innistrad.
Called this one.
She's 2 white, black for a legendary creature angel. Rather than pay 2 mana for each previous time you've cast a spell from the command zone this game, pay 2 life that many times. It's flying and lifelink, and whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. So it is just a 5 mana flying body with lifelink that you can use life to pay its commander text that is a spell shock on a stick.
Yeah, the fact that it's basically...
I love it.
Well, it's like, not even, it's better Eidolon. Yeah, it's spell shock. It's also life loss, which I guess is more relevant, because like if they had made it damage, then she would have gained the life back for you, which is gross.
She would be insane if she dealt damage off.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That'd be
also would not be a white-black card, probably.
No.
That'd be disgusting.
But I agree with you that this card's really cool. I think the idea of like Phyrexian taxing your commander tax is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
without the Phyrexian mana being involved.
Well, yeah, obviously. But yeah.
No. And she's an Orzhov Angel. I can use as my commander for like an Angel tribal deck if I ever build that.
If you ever decide to build a white deck that isn't your 5-color deck, like like despite how much
not
you
my
love
Kenrith deck.
White, you're just like, no, I'm good. I'll build a non-white deck or whatever. Anyway, so what reprint are you excited about?
What reprint am I most excited about?
Yeah.
All right, so the reprint I'm most excited for is Sigarda's Aid. So I'm not sure if everyone knows what this does, but it's a 1-white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, let me quick pull it up. When it enters the battlefield, whenever you may cast auras and equipment spells as though they had flash. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to target creature you control. It is really, really strong in any sort of deck that wants to use auras or equipments. Particularly in the form of Colossus Hammer. Gotta love equipping that for free. That's pretty fun. At flash speed, no less.
Yeah.
If our listeners can't tell, Kalen very much loves playing white, and every deck he can.
It's a great color.
Except at Commander for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, and in Modern, where he plays mostly red
Boros.
cards.
I play Boros.
Right, but
he plays Burn.
You play Burn.
He plays Burn.
Don't even start with me.
Don't give me that.
Originally, this was going to be Eternal Witness, but I was like, you know what? We're going to go all white cards.
That's fair.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Jason. You called dibs. Fair. Go ahead. Let's
yeah, so I've got 3. I think they're a little bit hyped, obviously, but I'm really excited for these cards. They're all great Commander picks.
And Jeweled Lotus.
Yeah. If you want me for talking about CDH, then yes, but we're not talking about that. And I wanted to be a little bit off the beaten path. I am happy about Archelios, Lagoon Mystic.
Dang it. It's on my list.
Yeah,
it's the turtle.
Yeah,
that is the turtle shaman. One.
Of course, you picked the stacks. Like
we both did. Like it was on my list too.
Yeah, dear listeners, I am a heavy Stacks Genetic. It's my favorite style to play, and this is just screaming abuse to me.
Yep.
It's so good on so many ways.
So cool.
There's plenty of ways to untap and then tap your creatures. There's a lot of different ways. This is perfect colors for it too.
Excuse me, can we talk about your Lord and Savior freed from the real?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
But this is just such a great card. It's a great commander. It's great, of course, than anything else. For those of you unfamiliar, there is a like MTG Facebook page that has like a couple thousand people on it. And there's a dude that constantly is like, I'm going to make Turtle Tribal a thing. And I remember when this got posted, it was just, yes!
You were just so excited.
Yes, we finally have a turtle, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
This is a great stacks control commander. This is fantastic colors for it.
It's just great. So, like, when you look at stacks colors, black is such a very, very heavy stacks color. It does a lot of the things that you want to do, whether it be like the discard stuff or the sacrifice stuff. Blue does really good for like the tap down, like stasis style locks. Green is a really good way of buying out of it, especially for having extra lands or having extra tokens to sacrifice. Like Sultai is like the perfect color combination for stacks.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so good.
It allows you to have some counter magic if you want to play like really control-y stacks. Black gives you plenty of removal. Black, blue, and black, green both have plenty of removal options. So you have plenty of ways to interact with the board state if they do get ahead of you. And you can just slow the game down to any number of either combos or win conditions if you're not one to run combos. This is 3 colors. It's 3 fantastic colors, and I cannot express how happy I am to be able to play with this deck list.
Probably my favorite part about this guy is not so much the stacked element he has, but using him plus an exploration type effect to just like slam down bounce lands.
Yeah, like
if you have to use it in play, you just like play a bounce land 3 times in a turn and just use it for a huge burst of mana.
Yep.
Not even just bounce lands, also like just mana ramp in general in green. Like any of your Farseeks, anything else. Farseek now costs 1 mana because you're like, being able to ramp up. It's a great card that's going to be really abusable to ramp explosively early on. Green and blue and black all have great card draw, like you're just going to be able to draw stuff. It's perfect. I love this card.
It's really strong with things like Worn Power Stone being a really powerful mana rock that's just very, very good. Coming in untapped, it's effectively just a Soul Ring at that point, right? Like
that's played at a lot of lower power levels too, so it's great for people who want to play at lower power levels. Yep. And then being able to stop your opponents from being able to bring in stuff untapped is so sweet.
By the way,
so deliciously
wonderful. Were talking about like playing a win con in your stacks deck, and I don't know what you're talking about because I see a 2/4 Turtle Shaman that's gonna go the distance. That's how you win in stacks. Your little idiot is gonna go all the way.
He only has to connect 36 times to kill the table.
It is not a race, okay?
Hey man,
it's not a race.
Hey man, I'm going to make it 36 turns, and I'm going to have all the fun while doing it.
Tortoise in the hair.
Yeah.
In the hair.
Love this card. It's so super cool. Honestly, I'm really questioning whether or not I want to keep my green-black Glissa EDH like stack or switch to this guy, because this guy's cool. Like, he's very
Switch this and run Glissa in it. Just hear me out.
See, the problem is that you do a lot less artifacty stuff with Arkalos, but he's cool. I like him a lot. That's true. So.
Yeah, he's really great, and I cannot express my happiness for that. My next card, also a great commander, is Nevinral Urborg Tyrant.
Yeah,
Nevi the creature.
Yeah, I had you pegged on this guy.
Yeah. This is just everything I want to do in like between those two cards I just said, that's one and this one, everything I want to do in Magic right here. Good color combination. Again, hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. When it enters the battlefield, create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature that died this turn. And then when it dies, you can pay one, and when you do, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. There's a billion different ways that you can build Super Friends with this, which would be pretty fun. You just get a bunch of creatures that can block after you wipe the board, and they're not wiped. You can build, of course, like a sacrifice themed. This screams combo with being able to reanimate it and just make infinite tokens and mana on its own. There's like, I don't even know how many ways to do that off the top of my head. Like, this deck has a lot of different playstyles, a lot of different fun ways. Once again, a great 3-color combination for reanimation, control, and like however really you want to take it. This is just a perfect deck. I love it. I love it so much. This card is really great.
He's very cool. I like him a lot.
It's something,
also,
all right.
Esper being a really powerful color combination. He does. I like him being a 3/6 body on 6 mana is pretty solid. So I really love him.
He's a chunky boy.
Yeah.
The hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments is like a nice little extra thing too.
I'm not sure how relevant that is, but yeah, it's
not super relevant, but allows it to stop any of the enchantment, like the one we were just talking about. If you're running sort of any of like the fall from favor or something like that, you can't target it with it. Or I mean, it's situational, but I mean there are enchantment decks out there. There are stuff like that. So
cannot be Darksteel Mutation, which is
cannot be Darksteel Mutations.
Cannot be turned into a forest.
Cannot be turned into a moon.
Yeah.
Cannot be Oblivion ringed or Journey to Nowhere. Yeah.
So it's at least somewhat relevant because those are cheap and efficient ways that people run in EDH and do pretty good work. So, I mean, it helps with some protection, but in general, what I love about it is it's ETB with the zombies and its death trigger because it's so good. This screams Reanimator. This screams combo if you want a combo. If you don't want a combo, you can still do whatever. My last pick, and one I'm most happy about for like versatility of build, is Sakashima of 1,000 Faces.
Oh yeah,
I saw this coming.
Oh yeah.
The fact that I was like, okay, cool. When I first read this card, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I read this card, I didn't realize it had partner. So once I realized it had partner, my mind just opened up to like every possibility.
The literal best text on the card, you just forgot that it had.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's like, "Oh, look at the new clone," and I think I was at work, so I was just like, "Oh, cool." And then like I was like, "Oh, wait, it has partner." Like this part, almost any cool partner creature, Kamal, Heart of Krosa, Vile Smasher,
there it is.
Tana, the Bloodsower.
There it is.
No, this deck,
Kadama, like this
is double Timna. Like
double Timna would be disgusting.
Well, no,
and
you
get
play all of like the Hateberry creatures, so like you play. And then you just slam down a Timna and use Sakashima to like copy a Thalia or something.
Yeah. Kadama, the East Tree, would be actually a really cool part, just from this set alone, thinking about just getting a bunch of free permanents. Yeah, no. And great colors, too, right? That'd be Simic. Very, very powerful color combination.
Playing this in the... Oh, I can't remember its name. The Bant Dragon from this set.
Oh, yeah.
Amarith, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I've got the
Amarith the Lustrous. Getting double triggers off of that.
Think of just from this set alone, the new Kamal, Heart of Krosa, where like all your creatures get +6/+6 just for beginning combat. Like, that's pretty huge. That's pretty, like, just with Sakashima and Kamal on the field, that's It's a lot of damage, commander damage right there. That's a 2-turn clock
Jason,
against
I gotta
anybody.
go for you.
What?
You have to have you have to have an untapped Arkelos in play, copy with Sakashima, and then tap one of them.
Oh no! Wait, what happens?
The world, my head breaks. That's what happens.
Timestamps.
Yeah.
So
it comes out
it's
of
whichever one came in last.
Oh.
No. And then you ghostly flicker and.
That's boring. I wanted the game to end in a draw.
Everything enters at a 45-degree angle. Everything taps
for
half mana.
That's a topic for another day, Kalen. I've studied how to do this.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like fun. Hold on. So you ghostly flicker them, and then you tap one of them. Oh man, I love this. This is great.
You just keep going back and forth. Hey, I want this center on tap, so I'm gonna make this one. Yeah.
You have to flip a coin every time something comes into play.
Make that decision. You put a ghostly flicker on an Isochron Scepter.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah,
you can't do that. That would be hot if you could.
No, it wouldn't.
No, ephemeray doesn't work because they come in at different times. It doesn't flicker both at the same time.
Oh man.
But yeah, this card, because of its partner, the legend rule doesn't apply. You get to copy any really cool commander or a legendary creature in your deck. It's super sweet. I'm very happy with these 3 cards. I know they're all commanders, but they're all potential commanders. They're all really cool cards, though, that got me really excited for new decks.
I'm with you on that. Most certainly.
My card I'm excited about for reprint is Mana Drain. 100%.
Oh yeah.
I think that card was ridiculously expensive. I love running. I've owned one for some time. That's not like a brag or anything. Just when I suggest to people well, what's a good counter? So I was like Counterspell, Mana Drain. They're like, well, I can't afford it. I'm really hoping this drives that price down, gets more people available to use it because it's such a good card.
I wonder where it's at right now.
Obviously, it's a better version of Counterspell. It's a fantastic card, and I'm hoping this makes it more available for everyone, so everyone can play with these very powerful cards.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that'd be
without breaking the bank, because it was over 100 at some point or something like that.
I think it's down to last I checked, it was down to 70.
Commander Legends Mana Drains you can buy up for as little as $58.
That's not bad.
At time of recording, $58.
At time of recording, December 2nd, 2020, $58.
That's really awesome.
That's pretty solid, actually.
I'm excited for more people to be able to buy this card, especially people who want to get into not even necessarily CDH, but competitive decks in general, and they really want this card, but they don't want to drop the $100 on just a counterspell.
Yeah.
No, so I'm very happy that this card isn't desperately needed a reprint.
I'm very torn on it because I like people being able to afford cards, but man, I don't want more people to be running Mana Drain.
Yeah. That's actually a really big toss up.
I can understand. No, the more four stacks control decks at a table, all running blue. That's my just wet dream right there. Oh my god, I'm in.
I remember back in the day, Mana Draining a Progenitus and making my opponent cry.
Oh, I've never done that with Mana Drain. I've Plasm Captured.
Yeah, Plasm Capture. Oh yeah.
Spend
4 mana for your Mana Drain.
Someone exiled my Dramatic Reversal, and they were like, "Oh, your Isochron Scepter's useless," and I just slammed it down with Mana Drain. I'm like, "All right, let's go." And they were not happy the rest of the game. I got 5 or 6 counters.
The fastest game of Commander I've ever played. I went turn 1, Strip Mine, Soul Ring, Isochron Scepter, Mana Drain. Turn 2, I don't remember what the land was. Land, tap, Soul Ring, Crucible of Worlds. And I just started strip locking people, and I was like, all right, let's go. The game ended right there. I played Crucible, and they were like, yeah, let's scoop it up.
That's pretty much the game.
That's just gross.
It was good. It was a sweet hand. I don't play that deck anymore. People don't like that deck anymore.
I wonder why.
It might have something to do with the cards that I had put into play.
But yeah, those are my cards. They all definitely have a blue streak to them, but they're all just really cool. So
it's a good color.
I'm into it. Alex, you want to go next? Or you want me to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Sure.
My first card that I'm going to talk about is the resident good boy of the set, Kedis Emberclaw Familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love this card.
Everyone's favorite elemental lizard.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
He's such a good boy.
He's 1 in a red for a 1/1 with partner that says whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to play this card in the command zone. I want this in the 99 of like either like a Sakashima deck or some commander with lifelink. Because the commander deals the damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, it does. That's nuts.
You put it in. Oh, I wish Lisa.
Or if like you equip up like an Atali with or like you give something big like infect.
Yep, that works. I know what you're about to ask, Jason. It does not count as commander damage.
Yeah, I didn't think it counted as commander damage.
It's not combat
they
damage.
changed that.
Yep.
They changed
Yeah,
that
I thought they fixed it. I wanted to.
Yeah, that
make
was
They
like
had to
forever
fix it
ago.
because of Timurit, I believe.
Yeah.
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 Timurit just like, I'm gonna go to the dome and you can't stop me.
Basically. This is super sweet though.
I
Oh, this would
love
actually
him.
be really gross in something like a Nekuzar deck.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's only combat damage.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. No, I'm sorry.
Anything that punches, like that Jeskai Ogre, that's like huge.
Rayhan?
Ruhan?
Or no,
Yeah.
Rayhan is the more.
Komori?
Yeah.
He just wants to hug. All he wants to do. He has to randomly hug somebody, but he wants to hug.
Yeah, but
No,
this makes it not random because he punches everyone now.
Yeah.
You're running this in Rurik Thar.
Oh,
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Again,
You're running
combat
this in
damage.
Rurik
So
Thar. Like,
combat-
there's no question.
Combat damage.
Probably my favorite thing
You
about
still
this
punch
set
with
is
Ruthar.
That's true.
how
Yeah.
they've been
Yeah.
focusing on like more aggressive strategies for like red and green and a little bit of blue. Because aggro is something that it's struggled for a little bit in Commander. Because 120 damage is just too much sometimes. And
Yeah,
I think Kedis will help a lot of decks get there. I don't think he's great in the command zone. I don't think there's a lot of partners that really utilize his effect too, but like maybe Kamal from this set is the best one to pair him with.
Well, the reason I said
that's
Rurik Thar is because Rurik Thar has to attack every turn, not
Yeah.
because of the spell damage.
Yeah.
I understand that.
He must
But
fight.
like that's still every turn you're just like, all right, dome you, hit
Yeah.
everyone else for 6, and then when you cast a
Yeah.
removal spell, you're taking 6.
I think it's best in Rayhan decks. If anyone even
Yeah.
plays Rayhan, honestly, it's a pretty rare one to see.
It would be good in
he's-
any Voltron deck, actually. Just
Yeah.
He's pretty
Any
popular
Voltron
in
deck's gonna have
Canlander, because he's a 7/7 for
He has
4.
one target.
Yeah.
Your
Alright,
opponent's
and then
mouth.
The second card I'm going to talk about that I actually want to play in the command zone is Gore Muldrak or Infinologist. He's 1 blue-green for a 3/2 human scout that says you and permanent control have protection from salamanders.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
then at the beginning of your end step, each player who has the fewest creatures makes a 4/3 blue salamander warrior.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
he's
he's- I think he's hilarious.
really cool.
this is such a meme card, and I
He's
love
so
it.
sick.
Well,
love-
so you put him in like a Simic, not like a Simic control deck where you're playing like a bunch of like unsummoned type effects to guarantee that people are getting the tokens.
No, so
And then-
this is like if you want to play Edric, except you don't want the table to hate you, because like
Yeah.
them, your
I think
your opponents having 4/3s, those 4/3s can't touch you.
Yeah. They have to remove your guy first, so if you give him like Hexproof or Shroud even,
Yep.
you should be pretty Gucci until they board wipe. Like,
Well,
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
which then
at
Well,
that
you're
point, the
also,
tokens
you're
are
also
gone
in
anyway.
Simic, so you have a million ways to protect him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the tokens
Yeah.
are gone then if you board wipe. So
Yeah,
they
exactly.
have to
So
spot
it's
move them.
a win-win.
And they can attack through, and they can't take like it doesn't deal damage to you because you have protection from them. All of your permanents have protection from them. Like it's pretty relevant. If you play, I think Arcane Adaptation is only you.
Yeah, I was saying, is there a way to make all your opponent's creatures
Is
salamanders?
Xenograft everyone's? I'm gonna check.
I don't know.
I think Xenograft might be everyone's. Let me check.
That's like you fracture an identity, something silly to
No.
everyone, and then
So
see what happens.
the two blue versions of the card conspiracy only affect your stuff,
Darn it.
but
It's just
you can donate it to people.
Yeah, you can. You can
can?
have it enter and then say salamander and then donate it and then it stays salamander, so all their creatures are salamanders.
It's too bad you're not in blue white, so you can't fractured identity it.
Yeah, that'd be freaking nuts.
It's too bad you're not in red, so you get to run one of the only other... Oh, no, there's Salamander. There's Scary Terramander.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Scalding Salamander, if you guys are unaware of this card. 1 red, 2 colorless from, I don't even remember how old of a set. It's like got a 0 ability to deal 1 damage to each creature without flying, defending player controls. You can only activate it once. Just Salamander Tribal, new goal.
Well, they did give us a Salamander to go with them. They gave us Amphin Mutineer.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is actually a really solid piece of removal, but that's not the third card I want to talk about.
No,
Also,
yeah. What is your third card?
All right, my third card is going back to like aggressive decks in Commander and making them actually like better. It is Commander's Plate.
Oh yeah.
It's a single. It's 1 mana to cast it, and then it has equip Commander for 3 and equip for 5. The equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has protection from each color that's not in your Commander's color identity.
Yeah,
All I want to do with this card is slap it onto a Hope of Gearper.
Yeah, I have protection from every color.
Oh, that's really funny.
Jesus, that's actually really funny.
It's nuts.
You go turn one land Soul Ring Commander's Plate.
No, you go turn 1 Hope of Gearper, turn 2 Ancient Tomb this. Or you go turn 2 this.
Yep.
And then like you have like an Ancient Tomb and a Lotus Petal, and then you equip it to your Hope of Gearper and you crack for 4.
Oh baby.
4 with protection from everything.
Yeah.
And just you load up on Hope of Gearper. I love it.
It's not not protection from Eldrazi.
No. They can still Spine of Ishal your Hope of Gearper.
That too.
Or Scour from Existence.
Yeah. Scour from Existence.
Good old Scour from Existence. They can even Ghostfire it or Reality Hemorrhage it.
Oh yeah.
Liz Ghostfire. It has 4 toughness.
It has 4 toughness though. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
You guys can they can destroy the Commander's Plate, but it is a good. It's a good.
No one plays disenchant effects.
Yeah. Who plays those kind of effects? I don't know what you're talking about. No one does that.
This is a really fun card, Alex.
I like this card a lot.
I like this a lot for especially mono and maybe dual colored deck. Well, yeah, you obviously some.
It's going in Akiri as soon as I get a copy of it. So
yeah,
I'm thinking about Goreclaw. Like,
oh yeah,
this would be great in Goreclaw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially since you play all the Ancient Tomb stuff already. Like, being able to just kind of get this out and slam it on Goreclaw is pretty solid. So.
Yeah, it's actually nuts.
What's your reprint there?
All right, my reprint, taking a little bit of a left turn, is going to be Swords to Plowshares.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Yes.
This art is so
like, I'm happy. It's my favorite art of the card, the old Judge promo. I'm always happy when they reprint old Judge promos. But like, Swords to Plowshares, the best white card in the game you ever take?
Some would say
it's up there.
Some would say Armageddon, but that's just me, maybe.
Some would say
I would rather have a Swords to Plowshares on an Armageddon.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, well, who needs
your
Swords to Plowshares when you can just pay 6 mana and have everyone get Swords to Plowshares?
No,
you mean Path Exile?
No, there's like 800. No, there's other effects like Descend Upon the Sinful. And
Descend, yeah.
I agree with you. It's probably the best white removal.
Yeah, definitely.
Certain.
It definitely very good. Yeah, it's definitely one of the
Yeah.
better white cards.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's great in Legacy. Obviously, it's a staple in the white removal category.
And this art is stunning. I do
the art
really
is
like the art.
fantastic.
I completely agree. The card is absolutely insane. And I think every white deck I put together, it has it. So
every white deck pretty much always has Swords to Plowshares, and now you have a new art that isn't like $1 million to get now.
Yeah.
So that's cool for everyone.
That art is so good too. Like
especially the extended art foil looks really nice.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been debating if I want to get. Like, I'm buying some number of extended arts of this Swords to Plowshares. I just need to figure out if I want to buy any foils or not.
Yeah.
I mean, how much are the foils going for?
Like $20.
That's not bad.
No.
I'd probably get one of those. Good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
But like, I already own the Judge promo with this art.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. All right,
Oh,
I guess
boy.
it's my turn, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so I think the first card is gonna surprise no one. It's the turtle. No,
The turtle.
Well, it was going to be.
Well, hold on, let me scroll back up to the gold section real quick.
Yeah. Okay. All right. First off, I feel attacked. No, the first card I'm talking about today is Bell Borca, the Spectral Spectral Sergeant. 2 red white for a legendary creature, Spirit Soldier, who's a star 5. And you note the converted mana cost of each card as it's put into exile. And then he has power equal to the greatest number noted for it this turn. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you do the light up the stage thing where you exile the top card of your library and you can play that card this turn. So I've been wanting to build the sort of like light up the stage tribal for like a really long time. You know, things like Chandra, Torch of Defiance, Outpost Siege, obviously light up the stage, active... Oh, no, not active treason. What's the... Act on Impulse, that's the one. It's like 2 in a red, exile 3 cards from the top of your library, and you can cast them up to the end of your next turn.
Valakut's Exploration.
Yeah, like
Valakut's Exploration seems insane for this card.
All these super crazy cards. Apex of Power, like...
Yeah.
Apex of Power.
There's just some insane ones.
Also, just like getting extra value off like your Swords to Plowshares and your Path to Exile.
Exactly, like being able to use your removal.
Your Journey to Nowhere, your Oblivion Stone, just all of the white removal. This is
great. So you swing with your 0/5 Bell Borca. And they don't block because it's a 0/5.
Sure.
So you haven't exiled anything this turn. Before damage, you sword someone's like Kamal, and then you TBR this Bell Borca.
Oh no.
So
die.
Okay, so here's the reason why I haven't built this deck, right? So the deck obviously needs to rely a little bit on the commander dealing a decent amount of damage. So you want to play a decent amount of equipment because you probably want to... you want to protect him because, you know, removal and stuff is going to happen. But on top of that, you have to play this stuff that like exiles things, and you're already doing some of it, but the biggest problem is that all the good ones, like all the really like powerful ones or whatever, are really efficiently costed. So a lot of the time you're exiling like 1, 2, 3 mana stuff, and at that point he's just a 3/5 for 4, and it just isn't very good, right? And even then, if you like exile somebody's thing with like a Swords or a Path to Exile, you're sitting on 1 mana to use it or whatever, which is great. And you can exile their big thing, hopefully, but you only got 1 Path to Exile and you only got 1 Swords to Plowshares.
Right? I really like a Tali in this deck.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Just like all these cards that like exile random cards are pretty solid. I feel bad that I can't like Villainous Wealth somebody.
Well, you get the like Skyclave Apparition here. You get to settle the wreckage. Like you got a lot of good...
Or like Winds of Abandon.
Winds of Abandon. Fantastic
Winds of Abandon.
There's there's a lot of really good options. My biggest issue is just you kind of
have a lot of ways to kill the board, which is really great.
Yeah, you have a lot of removal, and you've got a lot of like good setup cards that are gonna let you like churn through your deck. But the problem is that you want all these big idiots that you can exile from your own deck, because if your opponent is playing like a hyper aggressive or like a hyper low curve deck, like some sort of ad nauseum style deck, right? You're not exiling anything from them that's gonna matter, and so your damage is gonna be nothing but chip damage, and then it just becomes problematic. So yeah, that's
fair.
One reason why, unfortunately, I'm not as excited for this card as I wanted to be, but I think he's really cool.
Still,
I almost wish it were Mardu in some way, shape, and form, either in the cost or it had an ability.
I agree.
Just that the black would have been able to make that exile a lot better because you get opposition agent. You've got like there's plenty of different ways to like exile things or play bigger things.
Getting access to Deadly Rollick is really important.
Merciless Eviction would be really great. Like there's a bunch of black splash cards that would be really great. The problem with
Merciless Eviction is that you can't hit creatures because then Bell Borca dies. So
but you have to play Winds because it's asymmetrical.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, you want to be able to do it to your opponent's stuff.
you might not be able to kill a board fast, but Bellborker will be the only creature in play for a long time.
Yeah, it will be like last man standing or one man standing. So
I mean, like you were saying, though, you could always run some big boys yourself.
That's true.
So it actually might even be a great like Bruna and Drusilla deck, because if nothing else, you exile your own Bruna and you smack them for 7.
I also a really good card with this. For those of you who maybe want to build him, one card that I do recommend is like Portcullis, which is a 4-mana artifact that says whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if there are 2 other creatures in play, exile that creature. So there can only be a maximum of 2 creatures in play, or whatever number was in play when Portcullis came into play. So if you have a Bellborka in play, you can play your Giant Moron, have him exiled, and then Bellborka gets huge. But it also prevents your opponents from having just a billion things in play, so you can just sit there and chip away with your Moron. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
You play some Voltron style effects to give him some amount of power on his own anyway.
Yeah.
No, this is a cool card.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing too, is that like a lot of the equipment you want to play, they're super cheap because all the good ones are like 3 mana, 2 mana. Like,
yep.
You know, what's the most expensive equipment? 6 mana, 7 mana. So
yeah, it's like Argentum armor or something like that.
Yeah, Argentum armor is 6, I think. So yeah, it just isn't worth it. So my second card is you might recognize a little bit of the cycle here, is Court of Ambition. So the Black Court, it's 2 black. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. And at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life unless they discard a card. Or if you're the monarch, instead they lose 6 life unless they discard 2 cards. One of my just favorite, honestly, just style of cards. Like I was talking about earlier, I love the monarch. I think it's a really cool mechanic. I'm glad that they brought it back because there's a lot of really cool monarch cards. There are a lot of like medium ones, but there are a lot of really cool ones in this set. And of course, I like making my opponents discard cards, and I like making them lose life. And what's not to love about all the stuff here? Plus, that art is just like chef's kiss. It's so good.
It's really great.
Yeah.
I do like that. I know we talked about it a little bit before, but this whole court cycle is really cool.
It's just really good. Yeah.
This is just such a great one as well. Pretty decently priced at 4 mana. No, it's a great choice. It's a great card.
I just want to like point out, weirdly, like all the flavor texts for each of the courts is just, they're great. Like I'm not gonna go into them because it's gonna be a long time to like go through and sit there and read all 5 of them or whatever. But like if you ever want a good trip, to just go read those flavor texts. They're really good. They're just solid, super solid flavor texts. Yeah. So my last one here, I think might actually surprise some people. But as a green mage at heart, I think maybe people might have seen this one coming. This is Magus of the Order. So 2 green for a 3/3 human wizard. Pay a green, tap it, sacrifice Magus of the Order and another green creature. Search your library for a green creature card, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. Obviously, Natural Order is an insane magic card. And having a Magus in like another Magus in green, like I love the Magus cycle. I think they're really cool. I'm really glad that we got the green one. Are we finally done with the sorcery cycle now?
We have balance.
Yawgmoth's Will.
Yeah.
Magus of the Wheel. Natural Order.
Is it Magus of the Will?
It's Magus of the Will.
No, but Magus of the Will.
Oh, is Yawgmoth's Will.
Right.
And then there's the
do we have a blue one, or is that just Jace's Architect?
No, there is a blue one.
No, it's Magus of the Mind, isn't that it?
Oh yeah, it's
Mind's
Desire.
Desire. Yep, it's Mind's Desire. So we got all the really powerful like sorcery ones because in Time Spiral block we had a cycle of each color in Time Spiral, and those ones were the artifacts, and then it was Planar Chaos was the lands, and then Future Sight was the enchantments.
Yep.
And then they did the sorceries now. So I think it's really cool. Like I like the Maguses a lot. We now have 20 Maguses. We're getting pretty close to just being able to do Magus Tribal if you really wanted to.
Oh my
So,
god.
You can probably do Magus Tribal.
Like
that
half
seems
of
really
those,
bad having the Tabernacle one being a
Yeah,
part
Magus
of
of the Moat.
half of those cards are either $400+ or banned in Commander. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like some of those are really good. Like you get the green one even
Balance.
gets you
Magus of the Balance.
Yeah, Library of Alexandria and Balance.
Magus
of the Tabernacle.
Yeah,
Magus of the Moat, which is fun.
Yep. Moat.
Magus of Balance. Yeah, Magus of the Balance.
Do you know how much Magus of the Moat is? It's less than $1, I'm sure.
Less than $1.
Do you know how much
you want to spend $700 on your Moat?
A lot of money.
Yep. Absolutely. So.
Wait! Now I just want to run Magus of the Tabernacle with my Tabernacle. I always forget this card exists.
Is Magus of the Tabernacle fixed or is it the exact same text?
It's the exact same
text.
Is it?
Yes.
Sacrifice this creature unless you pay one.
So it's not the same.
Not destroy.
Not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not destroy.
It is fixed.
No, I wish Tabernacle said sacrifice so badly.
Yeah, indestructible creatures.
It's so nice to have a Tabernacle in play and a Merit Lodge that you don't have to destroy. So
I'm aware. My Legacy, I'm sad, and Commander, I'm sad. I just want to play my lands.
Some of us like putting Merit Lodge into play. Okay. Please stop casting your swords to plowshares.
I like playing Merit Lodge too. I play lands in Legacy a lot, and it's a great card. It's just
hear me out. I'll stop swords in your Merit Lodge if you start paying the 30 mana for it.
Yeah.
You know what? I've done it. Don't tempt me with a good time. Like even the hard way too. It wasn't like, I have infinite mana, 30 mana Merit Lodge. No. It's like, all right, this turn take 2 counters off. All right, I've got some 3. Okay, take 2 counters. I've done
Jesus
it.
Christ. Oh my goodness.
All right, last but not least, and a card that I think is going to surprise quite a few people. And speaking of ways that you can't kill Merit Lodge, cards that I'm excited for a reprint. Cast Down.
Cast Down?
One in a black, instant, destroy target non-legendary creature. So now the reason I'm talking about this card, and the reason I think this surprised a lot of people, is that this card is not very expensive. I was going to talk about Staff of Domination, which I guess would be like my honorable mention, because like that card needed a reprint desperately, because it went from like $80 to like $6.
Wait, it was $80?
It was way up there. The fifth Dawn ones are still like $60. $50.
Yeah.
I have like 5 of them.
Yeah, get rid of the 5th.
Are they also make unsleeved?
Yeah.
Stop, okay?
No,
I get it.
The reason I'm talking about Cast Down is because I am so sick of sitting down at a Commander table with players that I have not played Magic with that do not have removal spells for stupid utility creatures that need to die, okay? I don't like
Seaborn Knees.
We're gonna have like 6 episodes talking about the fact that you should be playing Lightning Bolt in your Commander decks. Don't even at me. Like, you just need to kill utility creatures. There are creatures out there that need removal for. Put removal in your deck. I don't care if it's like Doomblade, Cast Down. Heck, Murder is in this set. Play Murder.
Hey,
that's fine.
Hey,
right?
Fun fact, if you're in mono green, you're like, there's not very much removal, but I make a lot of mana. Walking Bliss is a great removal spell, and it does not need to have
Rabid
prey
Bite,
upon.
Pounce.
You're not doing the fight
thing. Just play Lignify. Turn it into an 0/4 nobility.
That too.
Song of the Dryads, if you want to.
Or you could have Walking Ballista and just ping everything. I do it in my Elfball deck all the time.
Even if you need to do it for the most amount of mana, Spine of Ishsal, like just anything.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that there are Commander players out there that find the idea of not playing removal a good idea is so frustrating to me.
I mean, even if you want to play it super casual, even at super casual, I just encourage you to run some amount of removal.
Even just a couple. Like when I played Sultai lands with Yarok, I had 3 removal spells. Like, and one of them was Doomblade. Like that, just run removal spells, right? Like it's necessary, and it's frustrating.
Most of them are cheap.
Yeah.
Most of them are, yeah, and like I don't know. I've talked to that, and you run into this a lot with more casual people, more kitchen table-y, and I sit there. I'm like, I'm not telling you to be super competitive, but I also, when I play this one thing and you lose the entire game because I'm playing just like a support creature that lets me get way ahead of you for no, whatever investment or anything else like that, then maybe you should consider doing some removal. Like,
I agree.
You don't need to have 20 kill spells and 30 counter spells. I run that deck, and no one likes playing against it. But like, you do need some sort of interaction, even if you're playing casually, even if you're playing tabletop. Like, cast down's a really good option, as Austin said. It kills a lot of different things. Monetarily, it's like $1 or $2, I'm pretty sure.
It's less than that.
Yep. Yeah, don't quote me on that price, but I'm pretty sure
it's like
cheap.
8 cents.
Yep.
Yeah, play some removal in your decks, guys. It doesn't have to be much. 3 to 5 is plenty, even for just a casual tabletop. I don't want to I only want to make the cards I own type thing. Like, trade for it. It's worth it.
Yeah, even if it's just the crappiest versions, play removal. Maybe that's the takeaway. Maybe that's the takeaway from this episode. The way that we end it, play removal in your commander decks. Because swear to God, I
got this. Let's go back to the basics.
All right. Okay.
Play Magic as Richard Garfield intended.
We got it. We got there full circle.
Well, no, hold on. Richard Garfield intended us to have fast spawn in this format.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I wish.
Can we have fast spawn, please?
No, that would be so bad. That would be so bad.
I will do it. But
it'd be so fun. But it'd be so bad. No banned commander. Let's go.
Yes.
I don't want to.
All right. Are you ready for 4 time vaults at the table?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have to own
I'm playing
the cards.
Derevi. Like,
You have
I'm
to
just
own the
playing
cards.
hard Derevi.
You have to own the
If we're
cards.
playing
Hey.
no ban list.
No ban list commander, but you have to own all the cards.
I can buy a Time Vault.
Done deal. Let's go.
All right, is everyone ready for when I turn to a tinker, like tinker my soul ring into a stupid Time Vault like key combo and just start going
nah.
Dear goodness.
Oh, all right. Well, I think that is going to wrap us up for today. Obviously, we got a little off topic there at the end, talking about how great it would be for fast spawn to be in the format. So,
Nope.
I do not encourage this. I do not encourage this unbanned. Realistically.
So yeah, we are back to basics. We're a new Commander podcast. So if you wouldn't mind, like, comment, share, subscribing, all of that good stuff over here on YouTube, we would really appreciate it. And I think that's it. Does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about?
No.
No. I hope you guys enjoy listening to this podcast. We'll be talking a lot more. And if you have suggestions or thoughts about what you want us to talk about,
shoot them in the comments.
Comment about it. Yeah, shoot it in the comments, and we'll consider it, talk about it, and see what we can do. Like,
yeah.
We got a lot of topics to discuss.
I know at some point.
Yeah, we got a lot of topics and cycles to discuss, but we'd love new ideas as well.
Absolutely. I know at some point we're probably going to do like deck techs or some stupid thing like that. So we talk about.
We'll do a deck building competition or something stupid.
Yeah, there we go. Heck yeah.
Oh no, yeah. I'm bad at that.
Or maybe when
it's a deck building competition, but we're all assigned another person at random to give them a restriction on it.
Yeah, there you go.
God, well, no, you guys are gonna.
Everyone
take away all the fun.
Everyone puts a commander in the pool, and then we draw it like a Secret Santa, right? So you might get your own, but you're.
Oh, we've done this when we play though, right? We've done
kind of. We picked commanders for other people, but I mean like, so there's 4 of them in the pool, right? And so you can give a stinker, like a Nami is 1. But you might draw Inami as 1, so you can't really.
We do it with 8. We do it with 8. Everyone gets 2 choices. You do it with 8. Everyone put in a bad one and a good one. And we see what happens.
Oh, no.
I'll put in 2 medium ones.
I'm gonna put Isamaru and Isamaru. Just let's go. Good boys.
Sticking to pure flavor, I will do Sakashima and Sakashima so they can copy each other.
Oh my god.
All right, well that's been enough for us. I think it's a good time and a good place
that's
to
a good
call
time.
us. So again, please do all that follow stuff over on YouTube, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good one, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.